Good morning, friends. It's Nancy, and I want to talk to you about this little treasure I got this week. There is an online auction fairly local to me, and from time to time they have really unusual lots, and I did make 2 purchases from the auction this week. I think I can move my mouse. And this one, I'm just going to flip it open so you can, or over so you can see the label, is Dominion Button Manufacturers Limited. Once upon a time, the town where I live, or the city I live, Kitchener, was it was sometimes known as Buttonville because there were several button manufacturers. I just read an article about this particular company, and it was really interesting. It talked about some of the buildings that I drive by all the time, and they made buttons up until the early 60s. So there is a whole bunch of pearl buttons in here. And according to the article I just read, they made these buttons from clam and mussel shells. I think that one's an older one. They're different sizes, different styles. Some of them have, you know, like a, there's a word for this, milling? Maybe. Some different sizes. I love pearl buttons. Ooh, this one was from a piece of clothing. It's got a thread on it. So somebody has carefully saved this. I also read in the article that sometimes the leftover shells, people would purchase wagon loads of the shells that had all the holes punched through them to use as fill in their landscape. So if they wanted to level out their ground, they would fill in holes with the leftover shells. And that today people who are working in their gardens in sort of the central part of the sea, they'll sometimes unearth the leftovers from this manufacturing process. This weighs over 2 pounds. There's got to be thousands of buttons in there, and I am so excited to have this supply, and that it's a piece of history from my new-ish hometown. The other thing I got at the auction was some sheet music. Yeah. It was kind of a different week for me. I must be feeling pink because the reason I bought this lot was because of the title page of this sheet music, and I thought about using it as like a tall covered journal. And on the back there's music in this dark cherry pink color. There's a few other. This is a magazine from 1915. This one's got green. But I like these covers. The graphics are really interesting to me. So I almost prefer these ones without any illustrations. And this one's got paper tape holding it together. Shadows on the water. So I must be feeling pink this week because I got a couple other pink things at the thrift store. So I got these doilies. There's 2 pieces for 50 cents. It's funny that they didn't pair up the matching ones though. And I also got this cushion cover that I'll be tearing apart. That has embroidered ribbons and flowers. This was $1. So I tried to keep my thrifting to a minimum, but I just can't stay out of the stores. Oh well, soon it'll be winter, it'll be more difficult to get out, so I'll be glad I have these things. But I feel like I might start a pink journal soon. Not today, but I do want to do something pink. I recently picked up these German scraps. They're reproduction. They're not authentic. And I want to make some little clusters to use as tabs and on page edges and tabs on the top of tags and things like that. So I'm going to start by cutting these apart, and then I will come back with some goodies and show you how I want to make some clusters. Okay, so here's what I've gathered together. I've got some scraps of lace here, that sheet of the roses, the reproduction German scraps. There's 24 separate pieces. I didn't trim them all. I just trimmed the ones that had the blue forget-me-nots. I do have some extra sheets of this. I will have them. I'll put a link below for the listing in my shop. Not all of them have other flowers. Some of them are just straight up roses. This one has lily of the valley. There's some violets somewhere. Yeah, there's some violets. So there's different flowers, but mainly it's pink roses. I have some book page. This is some envelope that I soaked the stamps off, and I kept the paper because I liked the color, and I liked the postmark, so I might use those. I have some tickets in here. I have some miniature pearl buttons. These are some green stamps, and I've got some actual postage stamps there. Not sure from where. Postage revenue natal, but it's 1 penny. Not sure. Doesn't matter. All right, so I'm going to start with this piece of lace here. Make sure I get it the right side up, and let's put a little ticket on there. This is a piece of an old wedding gown. And Okay, I think I'm going to want to take that corner off. Actually hurt my finger pulling that. I feel like this might be a little too low. Let's move it up and maybe come in a little closer. Okay. I think that's going to be too much. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Let's start by gluing that down. I could use Fabri-Tac, but you know what? It takes so long to get the glue out. I mean, I would use it ordinarily. What if I put this behind? Just going to use a little walnut ink. Use a little I think I'm going to go with this one. Use a little walnut ink on just the edges, just the points. Yep. I'm going to add a little bit of thread. This is Scotch paper tape. You can get it at Target. It's kind of expensive, but I'm just cheap. Let's face it. If I had some flat back pearls, those would be nice too, but I don't have any. I'm off camera, aren't I? Sorry. So I've just taken some thread and looped it a couple times, and I'm just going to hold it down with a piece of tape. Went over a little bit with the tape, so I'll peel that back. and trim it down. Yep. I do like it. All right, I'll leave that one. All right, I had a little bit this. This is what I was looking for. And I'm going to cut this down just a little bit. And I'll ink it, but I'm going to use, it's called Craft. I thought this might be cute, but you can't really see through it. I've got some cheesecloth here. That I've tea dyed. Guess that one's empty. I'm trying to get the pin back in my glue. Let's have a piece of lace. Might save that piece of blue. I have a bowl here full of scraps. And then okay, yep. Just touching the little points. Oh, it's got a little leftovers there that I didn't pop out. Oh, that's pretty. Mm-hmm. I didn't put any thread there. That's okay. I'm gonna add a button. Thread. Oh, it's right in front of me. Kind of a fun mass make. And I'm going to use the tiniest piece of tape. Pick that up again. Oops. Just checking if there's a front and back. Yep. The tape will allow you to pull the thread a little shorter if you hold it down. Okay, I've got needle and thread here. This is just ordinary sewing thread. Whoop. when I put buttons on projects, I like there to be thread. So I just think it finishes them off a little bit better. Oops. And it only takes a minute to make a few stitches, except when you're on camera and everything takes twice as long. Woe is me. Just going to pull that thread under there to tie a knot. And just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Oh, that one turned out really nice. I like that. What do you think? One more? This has got a little, just a little blue ticket. I think I need some lace. Go. All right. Maybe a little bit of cheesecloth. I'll put some thread underneath the flowers. All right. Come here, ticket. use my glue stick to put the cheesecloth on. Just gonna ink the edge of this a little bit, the flower. I'm holding a piece of tape on my finger. And I'll take this extra off. I want this a little longer. Looks good to me. I'm going to angle it a little differently. Like that. Can't see a whole heck of a lot of that ticket though. There, maybe that'll help. Okay, so I've got a couple more that I want to do, but I think that's probably sufficient for today. Sufficient unto the day. Back in. I'll show you some of the others that I made. So those two you've seen. Did I show you this one too? Did we make 3? This one is cute. This one's got a little crochet lace there. I might add a button there. This one's cute too. Little cutie pie. So that's it for today. Ooh, I have a miniature pink button. I hope you thought this was fun to watch, and maybe you'll grab some scraps and see what comes together for you. In the meantime, if you are interested in purchasing these, I do have them available. But, you know, check out stores around you or online, and maybe you can find them locally. Take care. We will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.